The market capitalization of the coin is used to summarize all that is taught in this video. Additionally, I would ask that you support my channel by liking it and subscribing to it so that you can stay up to date on future XRP news, as well as other cryptocurrency news, in general. In order to combat the SEC's appeal over the XRP ruling, take a look at this Ripple CEO Garlinghouse presentation. On the other hand, before we go any further, there is a brand new cryptocurrency airdrop that is currently taking place on Telegram and is set to start at any moment. I would ask that you make sure that you take part in this airdrop. Within the video's description is where you will find the link. Let's go with our video and make sure you don't miss out on this opportunity. The Chief Executive Officer of Ripple Labs, Brad Garlinghouse, has said that the business wants to continue its legal struggle against the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) of the United States of America. Following the decision of the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) to appeal a recent court judgment concerning initial coin offerings, AKHR Garlinghouse released the following statement on October 2nd, in a piece that was published on S. On every front that mattered, they were unsuccessful. Although it is tempting, he emphasized that XRP is now deemed to be a non-security. This is despite the fact that it is enticing. Garlinghouse, the Chief Executive Officer of Ripple, has committed to challenging the SEC's decision regarding XRP. The decision that XRP is not considered a security when it is sold on public exchanges was made by Judge Annalisa Torres of the New York District Court in July of the previous year. This decision was a partial victory for Ripple in the ongoing action that was launched by the Securities and Exchange Commission's Commission. The court, on the other hand, came to the conclusion that XRP sales to institutional investors must conform with securities legislation. As a consequence, Ripple was fined $125 million. In order to prepare for an appeal of the verdict, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has now negotiated an agreement with both parties to put this sanction on hold. Stuart Alderode, the Chief Legal Officer of Ripple, delivered a statement in which he expressed his discontent with the judgment that was taken by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). His assessment of the situation was that it was illogical and wrong. It was brought to his attention that Ripple is currently deliberating over whether or not to file a cross-appeal. Judge Annalisa's decision from July of last year, which held that XRP that was sold on public cryptocurrency exchanges was not deemed a security, has been challenged by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), which has filed an appeal against the order. The SEC and Ripple are currently engaged in a legal dispute that has entered a new level. Despite the fact that this appeal step taken by the SEC produced a large amount of buzz on the Ripple front, Garlinghouse, the Chief Information Officer for Ripple, provided his thoughts on the topic. From the very beginning, Brad Garlinghouse made it clear that he intended to keep fighting against the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) in court until the very end. According to him, the SEC is still unaware of the fact that they were vanquished and Ripple emerged victorious. He went on to explain that this is the case. During the course of the litigation that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) launched against Ripple, the well-known CEO made the observation that the SEC did not provide any form of protection for investors. DSX's credibility and reputation, on the other hand, were damaged as a direct consequence of the activities. It was declared by Garlinghouse that the legal standing of XRP will not alter, despite the fact that the worries are both incorrect and unpleasant. It was after he had pointed out that the status of XRP as a non-security asset had already been established in accordance with the law that is currently in force that he made this statement. In the event that Gensler and the CCC were logical, they would have withdrawn from this topic a significant length of time ago. The integrity and reputation of the Securities and Exchange Commission were damaged as a direct result of the fact that investors were not protected in any way under any circumstances. They have not yet understood the relevance of what is going to be discussed below. When it comes to the Bitcoin industry, the Securities and Exchange Commission, often known as the SEC, has lost everything that is significant. Ripple, as well as the rule of law, have already achieved victory. We will continue to fight in court for as long as it is necessary to do so, despite the fact that these concerns are both dishonest and aggravating. Nevertheless, it is important to make it clear that the existing regulation recognizes XRP as an asset that is not a security, and this is not going to change in the near future. In a statement that was released on Wednesday, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) said that it will be appealing a court judgment that limited its authority to monitor cryptocurrency marketplaces. Regarding a decision that was handed down in July of 2023, the Securities and Exchange Commission has the intention of submitting a request for review to the Second United States Circuit Court of Appeals in Manhattan. On the basis of the verdict, it was determined that the XRP coin that was offered for sale on public exchanges by Ripple Labs did not satisfy the legal requirements for security. A ruling was made by United States District Judge Annalisa Torres that exempted about $757 million worth of XRP sales from the investor protection requirements that are enforced by the Securities and Exchange Commission. This decision was made in accordance with the decision. If the Court of Appeals decides to sustain this verdict or read securities legislation in a manner that is contrary to the E, it is possible that the Securities and Exchange Commission will have a more difficult time establishing commoner platforms such as Coinbase and other businesses that are interested in trading non-traditional financial products that are more recent. As an additional point of interest, Judge Torres found in favor of the Securities and Exchange Commission, finding that additional sales of XRP to institutional investors totaling $728 million ought to have been in compliance with legislation governing securities. She issued a fine against Ripple in the amount of $125 million in the month of August. The appeal process is currently being completed, but this fine has been put on hold for the time being. Until the verdict of the Second Circuit Court of Appeals is published, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) had first proposed a penalty of $2 billion. There will be no change in the status of the stay. Ripple is still entitled to exercise its right to take legal action against any aspect of Torres' findings that it considers to be unfavorable. Despite the fact that he acknowledged that it was not something that was anticipated, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse saw the judgment of the Securities and Exchange Commission Section 2 appeal as being both wrong and irritating. We are going to continue our legal battle for as long as it takes us. Garlinghouse made this observation in a post on X, and it is important to note that the law of the land today is that XRP is considered to be a non-security. Regardless of how much time it takes, we are going to battle in court. An important announcement regarding the current legal battle between Ripple Labs and the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) has been made by the SEC in the United States. This announcement is significant. A decision to appeal the court's decision from the previous year has been announced by the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). The findings of this study indicated that XRP coins that were traded on secondary marketplace (CS) did not constitute securities. The Securities and Exchange Commission filed a stay in response to a verdict that was handed down by the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York in July 2023. The stay includes the findings of a report that was created by an appeal. Ripple and the cryptocurrency industry as a whole were viewed as having achieved a substantial level of success as a result of this verdict. The price of XRP has experienced a huge decrease as a direct consequence of the breaking news. As of right now, the cryptocurrency is selling at 56 cents, which is a decrease of 6.80, according to the data provided by CoinMarketCap. The appeal has the potential to reignite the uncertainty that characterizes the regulatory position of XRP, which would have an effect not only on the price of the cryptocurrency, but also on the sentiment of investors. For the purpose of providing general information regarding the Ripple SEC lawsuit, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) initially launched legal action against Ripple Labs in the month of December and 2020, claiming that the company had participated in an unregistered securities offering by selling XRP tokens. The allegations were made. The primary focus of the lawsuit has been on the topic of whether or not the native coin of XRP Ripples is regarded to be a security according to the regulations of the United States. Legislation, that which was sold on secondary markets such as exchanges, did not satisfy the legal conditions that are necessary for it to be classified as securities. This was stated in the verdict. As a result, Ripple saw some degree of success. Ripple was able to establish a significant precedent for other cryptocurrencies that are now being investigated by regulatory agencies in the United States as a result of the ruling, which was generally regarded as a victory for the cryptocurrency. As a result of the decision made by the Securities and Exchange Commission to appeal the order from 2023, the SEC has decided to appeal the ruling. Seem to indicate that the agency is not yet ready to concede defeat on the issue of XRP's classification.